In honor of Black History Month, I'd like to share key inventions that shaped our world today and also the barriers that Black inventors faced, making these inventions all the more impressive. So, we're going to go over three life changing inventions by Black inventors and how they have changed our world, and three critical barriers faced by Black inventors. And then we'll go through some quick trivia to test your new knowledge. But first, let me see what type of drivers you all are. Think to yourself when you see the yellow light, what do you do? A, slow down, or B, try and make the light. Whether you are a law abiding citizen or a bit of a rebel, if we didn't have a yellow light, imagine the chaos there would be if the lights turned from green to red, causing you to have to slam on the brakes to avoid being hit by the other people. Now, that was the case in the early 1920s. Garrett A. Morgan witnessed a horrible traffic accident between an automobile and a horse-drawn cart at an intersection. At the time, traffic signals only had two positions: stop and go. Garrett A. Morgan improved the design with the addition of the all hold, or what is now the amber light. Now let's imagine again that you've had an accident and the doctor comes in to tell you that they might not be able to help you because of a blood supply shortage, because there's no such thing as a blood bank. In 1941, Charles Richard Drew was attributed to creating the first blood bank. He developed a method for the long-term preservation of blood plasma, leading to the establishment of the first large-scale blood banks. Prior to his technique, blood could only be stored for a few days at most. And this contribution, as you can imagine, was critical during World War II. Now let's head over to the grocery store. And today we have so much variety to choose from at our local grocery stores. There's food from all over the world. But imagine if your favorite foods from around the world were unavailable in your local grocery store. Could you live without international cheeses in the summertime? Well, you would have to if it weren't for Frederick McKinley Jones's invention of air-conditioned trucks. In 1938, Frederick McKinley Jones invented the first portable air cooling unit, also referred to as the refrigeration unit. This innovation enabled long-distance transportation of medical supplies, food, and other perishable goods, revolutionizing the food distribution industry for the years to come. Now, with all these incredible inventions, what makes them even more impressive are the barriers that Black inventors faced. So, number one, restrictions from the patent system. Free Black citizens could obtain patents from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, but enslaved people could not. Slavery wasn't abolished until 1865 with the 13th Amendment. Prior to that, the inventions of Black innovators were often claimed by their enslavers or other white people. Number two, unequal access to education. From the era of slavery to the days of segregation, educational facilities for Black students were often underfunded, lacked resources, and were subjected to discriminatory policies. Black inventors have historically been excluded from professional scientific and engineering societies, which serve as crucial networks for collaboration, mentorship, and access to opportunities. It wasn't until 1954, with the Supreme Court decision in Brown v. Board, that declared laws establishing separate schools for Black and white students was unconstitutional. And Black inventors also had limited access to investors and mainstream banks for startup capital in order to commercialize their inventions. The historical economic disadvantages faced by Black communities, including slavery, segregation, and discriminatory policies, have created a wealth gap that affects the ability of Black entrepreneurs to self-fund or attract external investment. Now, it's time for some trivia. Number one, in 1923, Garrett A. Morgan, an inventor in Cleveland, improved safety with his invention of number one, surgical masks, number two, the three-signal traffic light, or number three, seatbelts. Did you get it? Three-signal traffic lights. Next, what inventor made significant contributions to the establishment of blood banks in the 1940s? Number one, Charles Richard Drew. Number two, Garrett A. Morgan. Or number three, Patricia Bath. Did you get it? Charles Richard Drew. Next, what challenge did Black inventors historically encounter in terms of education? Number one, a lack of interest in scientific fields. Number two, limited access to quality education. Or number three, insufficient STEM curriculum. Limited access to quality education. And finally, what challenge did Black inventors face when trying to secure startup capital for their inventions? Number one, excessive competition in the venture funding market. Number two, difficulty attracting investors. Or number three, equitable distributions of funding opportunities. Did you get it? Difficulty attracting investors. Now, as you can see, all these incredible inventions are that much more impressive when you know about the barriers faced by Black inventors. Thank you so much.